Hello everybody and welcome to Board Auto Studio, and this is part 2 of the shading lesson. I cannot tell you, recording these videos aren't too hard. Editing them is a total nightmare. I have now taken about an hour of material and compressed it into about 25 minutes. Editing these videos mostly consists of me removing all of my mumbling and most of my ums. Anyway, enjoy. Right, now we'll take a look at materials. When it comes to design and art and whatnot, there's 3 main materials you need to have a look at. You need to know about. That is matte materials, glossy materials, and reflective materials. And what that is, well, I will show you right now. So we will go into our Photoshop file, or file of whatever you are doing right now. Now I'm going to group that. And then I'm going to make a new layer, and we are going to make ourselves a couple of new balls. Right now, what materials I will show you right now is glossy materials and matte materials. Matte and glossy. Now, I really don't know if that's correctly spelled. As I said, I am horribly dyslexic, but anyway, matte and glossy. That's you're just gonna have to think about that. And the light source for this, it could be any light source. Really, it doesn't really matter for this example. But we are going to do the same thing again. We're going to pick out our light source with a 3D arrow. Right. So now, matte material. When it comes to material, it will basically be the material of our soft light. So what we will do, we will start off by doing our shadow pass. Right, I did both of the balls without really explaining what I am doing. However, let's see. Let's remove them. As you can see here, they are both matte right now. However, this one that is supposed to be glossy, it's a little bit harder. When it comes to the light source here, to be honest, this is a little bit too soft. To be honest, I am going to rest it up. But anyway, when it comes to the light source, it usually just determines how the shadows look. When it comes to material, that will determine more how the highlight behaves. So, for instance, here on our what layer there, on our matte surface layer here, we will have a very large highlight here on the top. Let's see, large highlight here on the top, and it's a very soft one as well. Yeah, that looks kind of like it. And also it's very white here. Let's make this very hard, and let's see. Right, there is our matte surface somewhat. The highlight becomes very large, and it becomes very soft. Why it is? Well, that is because due to the surface. That could be better explained later when I have done the glossy surface, because the glossy can be explained a little bit like this. A very matte little white highlight here, but and glossy surface, it has a very pull in the right damn direction. There we go. But the glossy surface, it has a very well defined and very strong highlight. As you can see here, and I'm going to take that color, take one size here. Right. Now you can see some major differences between here. Here, as I said, it's a lot. The highlight is a lot softer, and it's going out on the object a little bit more. Here on the glossy surface, to be honest, I should make it a little bit whiter. Make it extra white there in the middle. It becomes a lot smaller, very much more defined. The shadows are a lot more defined, and also the highlight here. It's not really soft at all. If we, for instance, would make this even glossier by making another ball, and now we could make this even glossier by removing the highlight, and then just make a little circle in the middle right there. And now the whole thing has become very glossy. You can see here that's it just looks like it's a bit of a reflective surface, kind of like a glass surface that isn't clear and see-through. And well, here we have the matte surface. Here we have a somewhat glossy surface, and here we have our very glossy surface. And that's how the materials work. Why it becomes softer? Well, let's see. So why it becomes softer or harder? That is due to the material itself. A matte surface, you can also say it's matte. It's also a rough surface. Matte, that's more a term for animators and CG artists. But a matte surface, that's a rough surface. It has a lot of kinks and bumps on the surface. So when a light hits, it hits the surface, and then it scatters around as if it's panicking or something. Panicking light. That's a good band name. Panicking light. So someone will take it from me now. But anyway, a glossy surface, that isn't a rough surface. It's almost a completely plain surface. No kinks and bumps, and the light will just come into the surface, and it will just bounce straight off. It won't scatter around, and also there are no when it comes to our balls here, and due to the roughness of the surface here. And there are also a few surfaces here that can pick up light, but because there aren't any rough surface here that can pick up any light, so what am I supposed to be saying? Anyway, and I do know that I am a horrible teacher, especially in my second language. But anyway, it can't pick up any light, so it won't get any lighter here. But here, where the light source is, it does pick up light, and there it becomes lighter. And here only the surface here in the middle can pick up light and reflect it into our eye. So that becomes a very high gloss surface there. And now we are going to take a look at reflective surfaces. When it comes to reflectivity, meaning something just that is like a mirror, it reflects everything around it. You usually see something of a horizon line on the object. What is a horizon line derived from? Well, on our sphere here, it looks around the whole circumference of itself. Yeah, that sounds right. It looks around the whole circumference of itself, and what it sees, it sees the bottom here. Down on the wall, it sees the roof over here, and it sees the walls somewhere over here. So what we're going to do, we are going to do a few things here. For this, we really do need to know our perspective, because, for instance, if we have our perspective points here, we can now make a horizon line. Right, I just ditched the perspective lines because that just confused me, and if it is confusing me, it will probably be confusing you as well. However, this line here that we have on our ball here, that is the same line as this horizon line here. So what this does, it will cut off this surface here on that line. And what does that mean for us? Well, we can take our surface here, we take a color from our floor here, and right, let's see, floor color, let's get it nice all around the whole surface. By the way, I should do this on another layer, to be honest. Right, there we have ourselves the bottom surface of our environment here. And also, let's see, now we are going to make the top surface as well. And we will do that by making another layer, making a clipping mask of that. By the way, if you aren't following along properly here in Photoshop, that's fine. I will do other tutorials about Photoshop later on. But for now, just try to do what I do with whatever materials you are currently using. Let's see. Let's pick our lips layer. Right. Here we have ourselves a completely reflective surface, and this environment here is very simple. It's just the surface here in the background and the floor plane here. However, we can make this a little bit more realistic by taking the color here on the roof, put it on top, the color here is on the side, and the color is on the side, to make it round our sphere here, and also take the colors here and place them right here on our sphere. Now it really does look like it's reflecting the whole area around it. And also here, since it's a completely reflective surface, it will have the most prominent highlight of all. It's depending on what kind of light source you are using. This highlight here will really follow the shape of said object. So for instance, if we have a soft box here, or maybe for instance if we have ourselves our window on the roof here, like that, and yeah, as I said, it just follows the shape, and it's just reflecting the shape the way it looks like, although it is distorted around the object itself. And also, something else I haven't tackled here with all of these tutorials is the concept of bounced light. What is bounced light, you may ask? Well, for instance, this is most prominent here on our reflective surface. That is when the light is coming down onto our surface, and it also hits the floor ground here. It jumps on the floor, then jumps back up, hits the material, jumps down, up, down, up, down, and up. And what does that produce? Well, in our case, it produces some very some things when it comes to lighting, because here the floor will actually become a little bit lighter, and also on our sphere our sphere will just become lighter right around on this surface here, and then it will become darker down here again, because now there literally aren't any light reaching it. And also when it comes to the shadows, let's calculate our shadows again. Right, bounce light. As I said, the light will bounce around down here. It will not only bounce on the object but also on the ground. So the ground will also get a little bit lighter just around our sphere here. However, it won't really affect the shadow part here, since it really doesn't really touch the. Not much light is getting to it, and well, this is mostly prominent for reflective surfaces, and also for glossy surfaces like this one. It will also receive a little bit more light on. Let's see. Let's make another layer. Also receive a little bit of light down there. Now, another thing we will be training when it comes to reflective surfaces is what happens when the surface changes a little bit. And a warning: this is just an add-on. This may just be a little bit too complicated for you if this is the first time you ever try to do something like this. However, I am going to try to explain a little bit what you can do if your surface gets a little bit of a three-dimensional shape. So what I will do here, I will try to make a little bit of a three-dimensional object. Right, you might be asking yourself, what the bloody hell is this object all about? Well, if we train with our cut lines that you could see in the video right here, well, although you may not want to see it because, quite frankly, I'm not happy with that video anyway, we can describe our shape like this. Make some horizontal lines here, horizontal cut lines, and then we use our cut lines here again to describe our shape. And now you can see that the object itself has a largely very round shape, but it has a top surface here, a top surface here, and a front surface here, and most of all a back surface here. And what I really should be saying is surface 1, surface 2, and surface 3. And I just remembered I should have started a new layer for this. Yay! Anyway, what this does for us, well, when it comes to our object, we can start off with the bottom plane, and for us, our horizon line will be somewhere over here. Let's make this on another layer. Call it sketch. And our horizon line will be here. And just for interest's sake, we will also have the horizon line over here somewhere. You'll see Y in a bit. Right, that's our horizon line. So, and also I'm going to make a little horizon line shape right here, to be honest. Yet again, you'll see why in a bit. Alright, I just realized the object here is mostly standing above the horizon line right now, and that wouldn't really make the horizon line go the way I have presented it here. So what we will do, it will take all these layers, move it down underneath the horizon line, meaning the black surface behind here. Why it is? Well, if you remember from my perspective videos, if you're looking down at something, as we are doing right now, it needs to be underneath the horizon line, and if you look up on something, it's above the horizon line, and here it's supposed to be underneath the horizon line. So let's see. Dang. Soften this up a little bit. And make a new layer, and let's make the other top surface. Alright, now you may wonder, what the fuck are you doing, Harold? Well, allow me to explain. Let's see. Let's get to a sketch layer and pick that brush. Now, as we did with our reflective material here, the surface up here is the surface there is reflecting the roof and the walls, and underneath our horizon line, it's reflecting the floor. So, how does that transfer to our object here? Well, here we have a surface pointing up that is reflecting the surface, and it is reflecting it's reflecting our roof, I should say, and it's reflecting our walls here. Roof there, wall there, and then the horizon line cuts off right there. However, here we also have a surface that is reflecting our roof there, and it's also reflecting our walls there, and the horizon line is cutting off right there. So what that does is, when the surface curves around here, as it curve around here, it starts reflecting the roof here, and also reflects the roof here, and that's where the horizon line will cut off. However, since our object here is underneath the horizon line, underneath the horizon line, it will also have a horizon line cutting off right there. But why isn't it cutting off there? Well, as soon as this surface here rounds off here, it will cut off the horizon line a lot quicker than what it does here. And here's a bit of a mystery area, because here the environment around it will just flip around, and it can be really hard to draw. You really need to be practicing this, but it will just flip around. It will create some kind of weird artifacts that you really need to be training. And also as well, when it comes to our light source, let's see. Let's make this an appropriate size. Now let's draw our light source, and we are going to have the exact same light source as we had on our reflective surface. And also, since this is a play pretend skylight, why are you there? You know, since it's a play pretend skylight, we can make a window here, and there, and it is and our surface here is reflecting the skylight all over the surfaces that is reflecting the roof. And now you can add shadows and bounce light if you so desire. Just follow along in part 1 of this tutorial and you should be fine. Anyway, now we'll go off and celebrate Christmas, and I will be back sometime in January next year. And until then, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And if you like, please click the like button and the little subscribe button down there. And I will see you next time. Bye.